It's the grandson of Right Thought. Welcome to the School of Marvelous Light. This world was designed by a criminal, by a deceiver, a liar, a thief, and a murderer. And he is the God of this world. His children thrive in a world that's built on deceit, lies, thievery, and murder. Now, whose child are you? Because, of course, almost everybody claims to be God's child. Everybody wants to be God's child. Well, to show that you're God's child and to prove that you're God's child, you got to hate this world that you're in. And the problem is, most of y'all don't hate the world. You love it. So what does that say about your character if you love this world? If you love this world and you enjoy it and you don't and you don't mind the ways of the world, then what does that say about you? Whose child are you? Now remember where Abba said, friendship with the world is what? Enmity against God. So do you see why I'm saying what I'm saying to you? Friendship with this world proves that you hate God. So then if you're in it and you enjoy it, something's wrong with you. Gotta be. Because the world thrives off of murder, theft, deception. So you either are a murderer, a thief, or a deceiver. If you are friends with this world, correct? Birds of a feather flock together. You see? Birds of a feather. So friends are birds of a feather. So if you're friends with this world, then you're birds of a feather with this world. You one with them. You don't mind iniquity. You don't mind injustice. None of that bothers you. Question is why, if you Abba's child, why it don't bother you if you God's child? And why doesn't it bother you so much so that you hate it? Be not conformed to the image of this world. Same warning, ain't it? So you think the devil giving that warning to his children? You think that's the devil warning his children? Don't be like this world that I'm the God of. Don't be like that. Or is that Abba? Is that Abba warning his children? Stay away from the world with devils. Not to be friends with devils. To stay away from the darkness and to remain in the light. To be the light. To let your light shine. Y'all see that? Those words are from Abba to his children who are behind enemy lines in a world that is totally against them. It's at enmity with them. Because if friendship with this world is enmity against God, then what is friendship with God? If friendship with this world is hatred against God, then if you love God and you're a friend of God like Abraham, the friend of God, then how will you feel about the world? And how will the world feel about you? You will have enmity with the world, variance and hatred. It's the way it is. What did Christ tell you? Marvel not if the world hate you. Lego time, click. It just goes together. Can't serve two masters. So he said there's two worlds. And he said, this world that you in got a God that's over it. This world got a God that's over it. He said, my kingdom is not of this world. So wait a minute. Be not friends with this world. Don't be conformed to its image, because my kingdom ain't of that world. Very simple, y'all. So those of you who love this world, obviously that means that you hate God, and you hate God's people, and you hate Christ, because they're all one. Christ says they can't hate you, for they hated me before they hated you. So when you're telling me that I'm going to be hated, but you're also telling me that the hatred that I'm receiving is not because of me, it is because of you. So then where are you? How can I receive hatred for somebody else? How can I receive hatred for somebody else, guys? Because Christ said that if you follow him, you will. He says, you will receive hatred, but that hatred is directed at me. So then where Christ at? It's like you got a school, right? And the teacher says, John Smith is not present. But you, Carlos Williams, stand up and you say, present. Your teacher's going to say, sit your ass down. Well, probably not your ass. Teacher's going to say, go on and sit down, Carlos. I didn't call you. I called John. You see that? So you're not going to be held accountable, or you're not going to be able to take, get attendance for John, because you're not John. But in this case, Christ says the hatred that you get is directed at him, and they're throwing it at you because Christ is inside of you. That's what the scripture says. That's my kingdom. My kingdom don't come with outward observation. Now, how does the Satan's kingdom come? Exactly. See? That's exactly right, child. Christ says, my kingdom don't come with outward observation, for the kingdom of heaven is within you. Very clear. So then, if your kingdom comes with outward observation, then that must be the devil's kingdom. Very simple. And so, what has got you deceived? Watch. What's got you deceived? What you saw. What made you nervous? What you heard. What you saw with your eyes and what you heard with your ears. That's what affects your emotions. Now, what did Christ say? Judge righteous judgment. Don't judge outward appearance. So, if something happens to me that supposedly is scary because of how it looks on the outside, does that mean that it is scary? Or does that mean that I am perceiving it that way based on what I see? So what I see isn't necessarily true. What I heard isn't necessarily true then. And when you have a deceiver, that's how he works his magic on you. See how simple and easy it is to understand? If you don't know how God judges, then you're going to judge as a man judges. And man judges wrong. That's simple. Man judges wrong.